in the past, and the lions in the Gaia Forest National Park are slowly starting to spread to the rest of the Gaia Forest area. And also, fairly recently, they were reintroduced to Iran and Iraq in the Middle East, so there is hope that we could save this ancient race of lions from extinction. Now, as a comparison between the Asiatic lion and the African lion, and of course the Barbary lions, well, we've got the Asiatic lion here, which is smaller than the African lion, but also there's the Barbary lion, which is a lot bigger, but I'll get to that later. Here is an African male lion and a male Asiatic lion. As you can see, they're very different. Like the manes, the mane on this guy is smaller and darker. Like with the Barbary lion here, because the Barbary lion once lived in North Africa, right into the Middle East, and possibly in some stretches of Europe, but around about till the 1950s or 60s, the Barbary lion was hunted to extinction in the wild. I mean, they do still exist in captivity, and there are talks of bringing them back from extinction and reintroducing them, but the problems I can see with the Barbary lion reintroduction is a lot of the Barbary lions today in captivity are either victims of inbreeding, which has caused massive genetic problems, but also a lot of their genes have been mixed with Asiatic lions, which can be a problem to reintroduce them, but that's a debate for another day. Of course, the Asiatic lion, as you can see, is smaller than its African and Barbary cousins. And of course here is the range of the Asiatic lion. Of course, right now they're only found here in the Gaia Forest National Park in northwest India, but they have been reintroduced to Iran and Iraq, so I've been told, and hopefully they could spread to the rest of the Middle East. The next animals I'm going to show you are one of the most misunderstood, but also one of my favourite groups of animals. They are vultures. Now, vultures are scavengers. I mean, they are carnivores, but they're basically just the predators going about getting their meal the easy way. And to many people, they aren't very pleasant to look at. I mean, because the head and the neck is completely bald of feathers, but that's all down to the fact that when they're feeding on a carcass, they need to be able to plunge their heads inside without risking sullying their feathers with blood. While many people look at a vulture and just think, oh, it's ugly, it's hideous, you can't be liking them, they bring omens and death. But that's not true, and I personally think that vultures are gorgeous. And they are actually some of the most important animals on the planet. In fact, because they are called the undertakers of the bush, meaning that when an animal dies, the vultures consume it and they prevent the spread of diseases that could affect not only the wildlife but also humans. And they have very, very strong stomach acids to not only digest the meat but also destroy all the nasty diseases like Ebola, botulism, tuberculosis and malaria that could be held inside a carcass. And if you make the mistake of getting too close to a vulture, they can actually vomit back up at you the contents of their stomach, including all that acid, and throw it right up into the face of an attacker. So it's very wise not to get too close to a vulture, because if they feel like they're being threatened, then they will throw up the contents of their stomach right into your face. So not a good idea to get too close to one and make it feel like it's cornered. But also, unfortunately, vultures in Asia and Africa are in serious trouble, and in Asia it's mainly down to a veterinary drug. In fact, I can't quite remember the name of the drug, but It's what farmers use on their cattle, and when the cows die, the vultures consume the carcass with the drug in it, and the drug builds up in their systems and causes all sorts of problems like kidney failure, and eventually it kills them. And because of that, vultures have been lost in about 85 to 93% of their range in Asia and Africa. And without vultures clearing up carcasses of dead and dying animals, then all sorts of then everything is just going out of balance. Like cats and dogs in urban areas are then scavenging on carcasses, and that's bringing leopards into urban areas, and they're attacking people. So nature is getting out of balance without vultures. I mean, the drug that has been killing vultures has been banned in places like India, but unfortunately there's still places in Asia that still use it illegally. And of course, there are people trying to protect vultures and trying to tell people that they are important and that they need to be preserved. Here is the range of the vultures in Asia. Now, for the final animal, I'm going to show you all one of the most beautiful, but also one of the most elusive predators on the planet. It is the clouded leopard. Now, the clouded leopard is not a true big cat. I mean, they can probably get to be no more bigger than a domestic house cat, but despite their size, they can be quite ferocious, and they would probably do me an awful lot of damage. I mean, they have the largest canine teeth compared to their body size of any carnivore. It's basically like having a set of daggers in your mouth. Because people, when they see their markings, they immediately think that that's how they got the name clouded leopard. But actually, they got the name clouded leopard because they live high up in the canopy, or they hunt up in the canopy, which is the treetops. I mean, they mostly hunt things like birds, small mammals, and even monkeys and gibbons that are a type of ape, and they can get away easily if the first pounce is not quick enough. The clouded leopard hunts in low light or little light, so usually around dusk or midnight, which is where a lot of their prey is either half asleep or asleep, and of course they have to sneak up close to it and then leap forward and catch their prey by surprise. And with those enormous canine teeth, they could probably kill a gibbon with a single bite to the head. And another incredible thing about the clouded leopard is that they can actually invert their ankles to turn their ankles, their feet almost completely around to run both up and down a vertical tree trunk, almost like a squirrel. So they're a master of the forest floor and the tree tops, and they are one of the hardest animals to find and film. But if you ever do work with a clouded leopard, just remember that even though they are probably no bigger than a house cat, they could do even a fully grown man some serious damage. Of course, here is their range. As you can see, they're found across much of Asia. Well, that has been the re-uploading of my PowerPoint on 12 animals of Asia. I mean, I know I did this video before, but I have been looking through some of my old videos on PowerPoints, and I didn't include a lot of the facts I know, which bugged me a little bit. But also, I have learned so I didn't really have a very good light, so you weren't able to see me properly, so I do apologise for that. And I will be re-uploading some more of my old PowerPoint videos very soon, but for now, don't forget to please drop a comment down below and just like and subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Bye now.